every election is determined by those who show up on election day. And this is one of the ways by which you can prove democracy to be right. And this is one of the power to show that we as citizens of the country coming out massively on election day to choose our leaders. And that is what is going to determine our fate for the next 4 years. And this is what we are going to be talking about this morning. And we are welcoming you once again to another episode of Express Politics on TVRC. My name is Oidokun Adedoyin Samuel. And my guest today is Mr. Akintunde Somi-Vincent. He's a lead analyst on TVRC. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And the topic before us today is 2023 election fever, contenders and supporters in perspective. You know, as we all know that 2023 is fast approaching, and the main event in 2023 is the election that is coming up, that would particularly that of a presidential election, and that is what we want to take a look at today, sir. What do we mean by election fever?
Well, election fever is the intensity, is the atmosphere as regards. In this contest, okay, is the kind of is the atmosphere as regards what is fast approaching. The election is fast approaching, and you could perceive some intensity in the atmosphere, the horror, the ambience among both the contenders and among the supporters of those contenders.
Okay, thank you very much. So, who are those masterminding this election fever?
Well, it is imperative for us to also understand the situation first before we look at those who are orchestrating it. And in my opinion, it's the peculiarity of the contest. And what is the peculiarity of the contest? We have 4 leading contenders at the moment, and we have the ruling party contender in person of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. We have the leading opposition party, People's Democratic Party, in person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. We have Kwankwaso from Kwankwaso is NNPP. Yeah, and then we have Peter Obi from Labour Party. In my opinion, these are the leading contenders, although others are also not, you cannot easily dump them down. The man from SDP and the man from ADC and all of them, they all have the capacity, they all carry the poor weight. What I'm saying is the 4 leading contenders is the peculiarity. Now let's talk about the All Progressive Congress first. So far so good in the history of our democracy. We've witnessed a situation where the ruling party is being defeated. Now, one of good example is that of the recent election, Osun State. Senator Adeleke Adeluwamola had emerged in that election as a winner, emerged victorious of that contest. So it is not the issue of incumbents, power of incumbency. Even the incumbent could be defeated any day, any time. That's number one fear from the part of All Progressive Congress. The second one is that of the People's Democratic Party. Now, there's a kind of the then Deputy Vice President flag bearer then was Peter Obi, and now there's a breakup. He ought to have been perceived to be a strength to this current PDP administration, having been that election didn't take place. But the election has taken place. Peter Obi is now in Labour Party, and the strength of Peter Obi is now becoming becoming massive on a daily basis. His popularity is becoming so strong beyond people's imagination, and now there's fear on the part of PDP. But PDP also have their own internal implosion. We also saw what happened during their presidential primary, when the likes of Governor Wiki also stood up for the contest, and he really played a very giant role in that particular primary. And now people presumed that the gap between the relationship between Atiku Abubakar and Governor Wike is is so bad that people could not even understand what's happening between them. So what I'm saying in essence is we have to understand the peculiarities. Look at Kwankwaso. At the point in time, people were dictating that okay, if they are going to form a very strong force, that Kwankwaso should form alliance with Peter Obi. Then people were asking that who will be the president, who will be the vice president? Will Kwankwaso be the president and Peter Obi the vice president, or will Peter Obi become the president, and Kwankwaso become the vice president? That didn't really come to the light of that. Really didn't see the light of the day, because they hold in their separate ways. Kwankwaso still remain the NNPP presidential flag bearer, and Peter Obi remain Labour Party flag bearer. So you could see the peculiarity. So the whole situation and circumstances surrounding the contest is so unique and so peculiar that one could just wonder what is going to happen in 2023.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Akitsidi. With this all aforementioned contenders, we have Atiku, we have Tinubu, which is BAT, right?
The BAT, yes.
The BAT movement.
Yes. And articulate movement.
And we have obedient. That of what is it called?
Kwankwaso. I think it's Kwankwasia. I think something like that. It's still very much in the pipeline. Don't forget, we are approaching the campaign.
Yes, we are approaching the campaign, and you know that people have been going out to campaign for their loved ones, for their contenders. Even the political parties are all on their feet right now, doing the best they could so that they will know that their contenders and their candidates emerge as the president of the country. Now, but with all these strong contenders that we have, let's say these contenders, they are the face. They are the faces that people can now see, they can see that okay, these are our contenders, and these are people that we are looking for, that one of them will eventually become the president of Nigeria in 2023. But now, in your assumption, what do you think? What should we be expecting in 2023 election?
Well, sorry, before I jump into the assumption, let me quickly chip in this. That if we are to look at what transpired among the contenders, like also some of those who are masterminding this kind of fever, it is important for me to touch one or two things about that. Okay. Is that we need to also understand that it is very much relative. I mean, it's from both sides, from the side of the contenders and the supporters. On the side of the supporters, we have so many factors. We have the individual factors and the social media factors. And the individual factors is what I rightly said. Let's talk about Wike versus Atiku factor. Atiku versus Peter Obi factor. Atiku versus Bola Ahmed Tinubu factor. These are individual factors. But generally, it's important for us to look at the media factor. Recently, we all knew the role the likes of Breno Macri played as regards the strength of PDP. Again, let's also not forget that of Ajekuya and New factor, that of Dino Melaye. You know, it's always there, making sure that his principle is well supported.
And that's of
and look at, but the one that really motivates me is that of the obedient. I mean, the Peter Obi movement. Yes. People from nowhere, youths from nowhere, mounting structure for this man. To the extent that people are volunteering and donating their times and energy to make sure that things are in place for this man. That really marvels in all and sundry. Now back to the question that you have, the expectation is that as it stands now, we all need to be careful because of the peculiarity of this kind of election. The president has actually shown a sign that it's not really, he doesn't want to be involved in election processes in electoral process in Nigeria, and that's what we see played out in Osun State. Although that of Ekiti, we saw how vote bazaars took place, but it was the highest bidder who took the day. We were told that some were paying 10,000, some were paying 7,000, and some 3,000. That aside. So now, in this kind of election, don't be surprised that the power that be will just fold their hands and see how it all plays out. There won't be any kind of favoritism that I have a candidate somewhere or anointed candidate factor may not come to play. The country will just be let loose. I mean, let open to let the people decide whoever they want to they want to allow to govern them. So what you should expect is that we may be expecting some surprises. Maybe those who think we don't even emerge as regards either the ruling. I mean, I'm only guessing. I will never can tell if those are those God has said we emerge. All thanks to God. But in my opinion, my personal opinion, my own personal opinion is that we may just be expecting some surprises.
Unexpected.
Some surprises. That's number one. Number two is that what we should be expecting is that at this point in time, I just hope that the executive, the presidency, are putting in place strategies to make sure that everywhere is secure. Okay, and this should be done in tandem with the INEC, with the INEC, with the leadership of INEC, and they should make sure that things are put in place. So our expectation is that we have a very free and fair election, credible election, and that is going to be violence free. This should be our expectation, and it's an optimistic one. I don't want to be pessimistic about anything. That with the way the atmosphere is, with the way the fever is, that is really people are going to start misbehaving. No, we don't pray for that. But let's just be hoping that the government will get it right and they put securities in place to man the election.
Well, our President Muhammadu Buhari, he has already promised a week ago or 2 weeks ago that we are going to have a free and fair elections in the coming year. That he pledged to that, and we hope this works also. So, because of our time, so what advice for the contenders and the supporters?
Well, okay, advice. I think I just give one now, but let me add this to it. We used to experience what we call the political and voters party.
Yes.
We just hope that will not happen this time. But the point is, before that, I wish the government are able to sit down to know what are the causes of this political party. Most of the time, when the whole system is being bottlenecked, and those who are supposed to receive their PVC are not receiving the PVC, or there's no a kind of a planned system, a well-planned structure to make sure that people receive this PVC without stress. Nobody wants to stress themselves to stay in one place for money tonight for PVC. I hope that INEC will devise means for them to do it in a way that people will not be stressed about it, and they will just receive it. Everybody will get their PVC like that. Not that today people are gathered somewhere, criminal elements are they move there to disband or to destruct them, and people are not running for their life, for their dear life. No, it shouldn't be like that. That's number one. That the INEC should come with modalities on how to distribute all the PVC within their possession. The PVC doesn't belong to the INEC, it belongs to the people.
Yes.
Why not look for means to give it to them? That's number one. Number two is what's it called? The media. There should be a kind of sensitization, because now we are moving from an analog, from a kind of primitive age to digital age. Even grandmothers now carrying Android phones. So there should be a proper sensitization of the usage of social media. And again, people should be matured. Recently, I saw what happened between a journalist was crying. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? The one on I think I was on TV, Sam Omacheye, and he was saying that people after his life, after people were saying that you made mention of the obituary, that Obi is an obituary whatsoever, that you made mention of it first. And the man is crying that he's calling on Peter Obi to call his supporters to order, that if anything happens to him, that we hold him responsible. So there should be some modicum of maturity, and it should come from the leadership. Leadership will be very careful with this is a contest, it's a game, and it should be played maturely. It is not a win-win affair. All of them will not be president. It's only one will become president.
It's not good, affair.
Only one will become the president. So we cannot have 3, 4, 5. It's not possible. So they should do it maturely, and whosoever emerges, all thanks to God. And if those who lose it, those who are the longer hand, then they should go back home and prepare some other for another day. So that's my advice.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kintede. And here is where we draw the curtain for today on our program, Express Politics on CVRC. Please do join us same time. And before we go, please make sure that you subscribe to our TV channel, CVRC, on Facebook, on Telegram, on Twitter, and we have it also on YouTube. Please just type CVRC News Launch and you will see there. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned next time. Catch up with you. Bye.